Grand Raw Rising, kings and queens. Grab your coffee or your tea and enjoy some sacred healing space for all ages and reflections that are welcomed. No matter if you're at work, watching the kiddos at home, or even driving on the road, Rising with Raw is a beautiful sacred space to learn about the chakras as well as receive our collective card reading for the day. Along with this, we will have beautiful guests and members of the tribe come on to share their gifts, their practices, knowledge, and wisdom as we self-empower and become aware of who we are as we go forth by day.
Walking like an Egyptian, walking like an Egyptian, walking like an Egyptian, walking like an Egyptian. Yeah, she walking like an Egyptian. Walking like an Egyptian, walking like an Egyptian. Yeah, she walking like an Egyptian.
So also with Sea Witch, I'm also kind of feeling to share, the power of water. And when we're utilizing water, whether it's a bath, a shower, sitting by it, anything revolving around it, keep in mind too that you have the choice to either perceive and connect with water as just some physical form, or you can connect with water as a spiritual element. So what that means when I say sensuality is it's our ability to feel emotions. It is our ability to have senses and to feel our senses. And through our senses, we're able to process, we're able to feel, we're able to become aware of energy and information.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I never really heard anybody that was like me. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was really trying to be conformative to, the structure of what was expected of them in a spiritual space. And I wasn't like that. And so that was another thing that kind of, really solidified me moving in my truest authenticity, because even with that,
Hello. Grand day. Welcome to another episode of Rising with Raw, here live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And thank you to all of you that are tapped in, that are joining us to rise together today on this beautiful Monday. How are we all feeling today? Maybe take a moment to have a pause, have a conscious reflection, and just take a moment to really analyze and be present with yourself. And, take a general scan through your mind. If there's any mental struggles that we're having, any mental attachments, any mental patterns. Then checking out the emotions. Is there anywhere that we could use more nurturing? Is there anywhere where we may be holding on to pain or tension? And is there anywhere where we could be a little bit out of control or being ran by our emotions? And then lastly, checking in with the physical body. Are there any parts of our body that need a little bit of stretching? Is there any parts of our body that could use a little bit of decompression or a little bit of rest? So just take a moment, if you may, check in with the self this rising and just see where we're at with our being and where we are with our human self. And then from there, remember your tools, remember the things that you may utilize in order to bring clearing, bring restoration and healing to your being. And today we're going to be journeying into some tools that you may use, as we are going to be exploring the solar plexus chakra today as our chakra of the day. And then along with the solar plexus, we will also be having our collective card reading as tradition. And then we will be joined by our royal guest of the episode, who joined us last Monday on the first episode of 2-year anniversary. And that is Sara Broadhead, the wonderful mother, herbalist enthusiast, and conscious, beautiful soul that will be joining us in the second half of our Rising with Ra today again, as we will be continuing on our conversations about navigating through the medical industry, navigating through the mainstream with holistic, alternative, and natural organic approaches to our healing process, as well as how to demonstrate, how to be and stand in your truth, stand in holisticness, and stand in your sovereignty when it comes to navigating through these different systems. Because oftentimes what I find is, as human beings, we very much become externalized. And we have been so conditioned and so externalized to put full faith and full trust into these infrastructures and into these different systems that are now really becoming very much old systems vibrationally of where we're heading to and what we're becoming as a collective and individual species here on the planet. So we'll be talking about some holistic approaches. We'll be talking about some different ways to help activate and cleanse and balance your solar plexus chakra. And then we're also going to be talking about our experiences as well, and what we've had to go through, the things that we've been experiencing when it comes to navigating all this. And then we'll be wrapping up with a solar plexus activation and clearing meditation. Alrighty. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and cleanse the space with a little bit of Palo Santo. Now, Palo Santo is a beautiful, sacred, holy wood. It's actually known as being called holy wood. And Palo Santo is kind of similar to sage in a way, where white sage is cleanses energy fields, helps remove negative energies, things of that nature. Palo Santo does basically the same. but it also opens up new energy fields as well, where white sage more of clearing. Palo Santo clears, and then it opens up a whole entire new energy field as well. Let's take some couple breaths as we cleanse the field. And may we receive clarity, unconditional love, guidance, and protection in this space today. All right, it's now time for our collective card reading. All right, so our deck today that is calling is going to be Beyond Lemuria, Oracle cards. Beyond Lemuria, this has ancient Lemurian ancestral codes, while also giving us codes for the future. This is the back of the cards. Very beautiful deck. Let you guys take a look at it. Alrighty. Our collective card for today. I just do a standard general one card pull for our collective. And just keep in mind too that you can always take it or leave it. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. These are just archetypes, energies, and forms for us to intuitively connect with and receive the energy and support of, if you would like to. And you don't have to if you don't want to. But what I find is that I'll pull these cards and then I'll hear throughout the day from other people, unexpected. I'll hear them talk about very similar things that the cards were telling. And that right there just gives me confirmation of really tapping into the collective field and what's really prevalent for us right now in this time. Ooh, okay. The collective card of today is Healing. Number 30, Healing. I'll let you guys sit with those codes for a moment. Feel free to connect with your third eye, to the artwork, to the Lemurian codes, the light language, if you want to. All right. Our collective card today is Healing. I will start with reading out of the book, and then I'll give any intuitive messages that I have as well. All right. So our card for today, for the collective, out of the Ancient Lemurian Oracle deck, we have Healing, number 30. It represents energy rebalance, energetic awareness, healing yourself and others, exploring healing modalities, Reiki, the chakra system, your unique and innate ability to heal, color vibration, soul sovereignty, auras, and the meridian system, aligning to the highest good and optimal health. So right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and guide you guys over to my YouTube channel. See words here under healing, such as chakra system, auras, the meridian system. So these are all that I have a full-blown teaching series on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna go ahead and share screen with you guys so you can see real quick. If you visit my YouTube channel, Sacred Light Healing and Wellness, and thank you to all of you that have been subscribing and following. You scroll down to playlists. Then on playlists, you click on Light Body Awareness 101. And then you can see here I have multiple parts that I've made. And this is a full-blown series where I do whiteboard teaching and some other teaching styles as well, going over the light body and its relation to our multidimensional human being. I talk about the chakras in depth, as in I talk about what the chakras are, their relation to our human being, and then I also talk about each of the chakras in depth. So then after that, I have energy cords. So I talk about energy cords and clearing cords and how cords are created. And then lastly, just 3 days ago, I did an episode on grounding, talking about the mechanics, metaphysics, and the physical awareness of grounding and what that means to our human life. So you guys can check this out anytime, at your own pace, whenever. Sacred Light Healing and Wellness on YouTube. Light Body Awareness 101 is the series on your playlist. Check it out sometime. So moving along. The Lemurians were well versed in their practice of the healing arts. They were naturally intuitive and accustomed to navigating energetic-based realities. We all have natural healing abilities that are advanced when we deepen our energetic awareness. When we perceive the world beyond our more well-known senses, we start to receive information and wisdom that is different from that which stems from intellect. By tapping into life force consciousness and using this abounding energy alongside focused intention, we can find that anything is possible. You may already practice a form of natural healing, but find you sometimes feel quite drained. If this is the case, ensure that the energy you are overflowing comes from an infinite stream of abundant universal energy. Rather than using your own resources, you may want to imagine the brightest, most love-imbued, luminescent light flowing down from the heavens or the center of the universe. And alongside any healing intentions, include the statement, for the greatest good. Many healing modalities work with high vibrational energies. It can be wonderful to explore these in conjunction with your current practices. If you haven't done healing work before, but feel called to do so now, follow this instinct. Being able to offer healing to loved ones or yourself is a gift. Exploring the art of energetic healing will significantly increase your psychic sensitivity. Energetic healing is based on the meridian systems of the body. These systems, the chakras, are often depicted as colored wheels of light. Each chakra connects to the organs of the body, emotions, and related characteristics. Emanating from these powerful vortices is the energy field known as the aura. It is possible to train yourself to see the electromagnetic field around the body, and it can be photographed. The appearance of the aura is influenced by the chakras. Muddier or darker colors in the aura might imply some spring cleaning is in order. Color is how we perceive light frequencies. Every color has a different vibration. Crystals are formed through vibration, and each carries its own frequency. Crystals are often used in spiritual healing because they hold the frequencies to bring the chakra points into balance. Sound healing is another example of this. Immersion in a sound bath experience aligns the brain waves with frequencies conducive to self-healing, as well as body and energy wholeness. We feel, hear, and receive the sounds and are organically aligned to the same frequency that resonates at. Many tools can help us restore our centered state of balance and our access to life force power. When we engage them, the benefits will flow onto others. Healing is a path to true empowerment and energetic sovereignty. Healing is a path to truly raise the collective vibration and wake each other up. We will see massive shifts forward, and old hierarchical foundations will fall away. That last sentence right there. As we collectively raise our vibrations and wake each other up, we will see massive shifts forward, and old hierarchical foundations will fall away. That is a very key sentence right there. The more that we continue to do the self-work, the more that we take accountability for our being on the mental level, emotional level, physical level, and address the things that are causing ailments, causing imbalances and resistance in our field, then we are going to embody more and more of our highest light, of our wholeness. As much as we are doing the self-work, as much as we are focusing on our responsibilities and what we're accountable for as a sovereign, multidimensional being, then what we see is we unattach, or we clear out our attachments and dependencies that we have external of us, which includes the system, which includes the world, which includes the government, and all these different figures. The more that you're clearing yourself, the more you're detaching from needing to be attached to the world, and you're staying in your sovereignty, you're staying in your light and your power and your truth, then the more these old hierarchical and patriarchal and capitalistic systems will start to dissipate. They will start to crumble and fall away naturally due to vibration and resonance. Not out of force, not out of rebellion, not out of ego, not out of pride, not out of, I feel like this needs to happen or this has to happen, but it'll just naturally and organically start to change. It'll start to shift, because what will happen is, due to us changing our frequency as being the catalyst of the reality here on this planet, because everything is coming through us, and our magnetic fields, our energy fields, is what's bridging and projecting into this hologram, into this realm, this plane of existence that we're in, and building the societies and building the collective consciousness that we are all experiencing together. So right now in this moment, your thoughts and your actions, the things that you're doing, whether it's in public, behind closed doors, or anywhere else, it's being seen, it's being sensed, it's being written and inscribed in the universe by some type of beings, some type of energies, or the Akashic records. There are things that are still seeing, and there's still a connection, no matter where you are and no matter who you're around, or if you're by yourself, that's taking effect into our collective consciousness as well as our individual consciousness. So just a reminder of staying a little bit aware of that and remembering that the world that you want to see, the world that you would like to be a part of, we also got to take the initiation to bring ourselves into that embodiment on an energetic, vibrational frequency aspect. So that then, through our natural human radiance and magnetism, we would then be attracting, manifesting, and grounding in our intention that we wish to manifest and bring into this world. So it becomes very difficult to be able to do this and do this efficiently. Not just efficiently, but in a pure way that we are really intending for it to be, if we're not clearing out our vessel, if we're not cleansing our chakras, clearing out the negative thought patterns and attachments, the pains, the fears, and all these different things, then those frequencies and vibrations are going to be a part of your projector, or it's going to be a part of this container right here that is projecting the reality and the manifestations that you're experiencing. So just keep in mind, I've also been talking about this with some others as well, is, don't be afraid to pause. Don't be afraid to take a moment to step back. And if you're getting a little bit overwhelmed, or you're feeling like things are getting a little out of control internally, whether on a mental, emotional, or physical level, you're absolutely free to take a pause. Take time to give self-acknowledgement, give yourself affection, and use the tools that you need to. So, with our card being healing, I'm also hearing right now too, if you're someone that is either uncertain or has been really feeling like taking a certain step or needing to create a fresh start or a new change in your life, this is the time to do it. This is the time to set new boundaries. This is the time to let go of connections that may not be healthy for you. This is the time to start thinking for yourself and really putting together what it is that you would like in this world, or what you would like to be a part of, or what you would like to bring. And then see what type of steps you can take one by one in order to achieve that and manifest it. And if you don't know where to start, you don't know your purpose, or you don't know what you want, you can always just start with doing an inventory on yourself and beginning your healing and cleansing process, which is kind of like what I was saying in the beginning, checking out your mind, checking out your emotions, checking out your physical body. And if there are things that could use address, go ahead and bring focus to that and allow that to be your priority. And then what I typically find is the more I'm clear, the more that I have healing within my being, then my intuition flows through me more natural, which then gives me the guidance, gives me the direction of my purpose and what I need to do to feel like I'm in my purpose and share my gifts. So take it easy on yourselves. Take it easy on each other. You can't take it easy on the others. that are around you, then maybe you need to create space, take some distance, and focus more on you. Allow yourself to surrender. Now, I'm hearing that a lot of us are in our masculine energy. We're always trying to prove things. We're kind of like in competition. We're always in go mode. We feel like our worth is based off of what we're creating or how much we're working. And I invite you to slow down from that. Allow yourself to ground a little bit more. Bring some feminine nurturing into your life. Prioritize spaces to take care of yourself in between things. All right. So that's our card reading out of the Ascending, the Beyond Lemuria deck. So now we'll go ahead and navigate on over into our chakra of the day. Our chakra of the day is going to be the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra is located in the abdomen. Now keep in mind too, these chakras are not physical. They are metaphysical, or they are part of the light body or energy body. So they kind of have this etheric trace through and in front and behind our physical body. So it's like a vortex that goes through our body physically on an energy level. And then there's a front and a back to the chakra. And then between that front and back, the vortex goes through your physical body energetically. Of course, we can't see this because we can only see roughly a small percent of the light spectrum. But then those chakras, as they are vortexes through our body, they form physical organs and glands throughout the body, and they occupy them. So with the solar plexus located in the abdomen, the mantra for the solar plexus is Ram, like Ra, the sun energy, RAM. The solar plexus is basically our inner personal sun. And the mantra would just be like this. Deep breath in. Ra. And you can just repeat that as much as you would like to help clear out the solar plexus. Traits of the chakra. It is a 528 hertz frequency. It resonates at the color yellow. It governs the stomach, liver, and gallbladder. It is the characteristics or manifestations of willpower, inner strength, confidence and self-esteem, gut instinct, our ego, and then self-control and decision-making. Now, when it says ego, it means your human characteristics. This is where you start to develop your characteristics. This is where you start to develop the different human traits of yourself that can then begin to process and express. So overactivations in this chakra can look like being egotistical or full of yourself. being demanding upon others, being possessive, being overly competitive and ambitious, blocks in the chakra, judging, criticizing, having low self-esteem, loss of will to live, digestive and diabetes issues, quitting quickly, identifying with the world, and then becoming dependent on the outside world for our self-worth. And I invite you, if you can acknowledge any overactivations and any blocks currently in your personal life within your solar plexus energy center, feel free to maybe journal that out or to bring it forward in your mind. And then with that, you can set the intention of wanting to release it, wanting to clear it, wanting to bring balance. And then you can integrate it into our clearing practice at the end for the solar plexus. All right, so now some foods and herbs that you can use to help balance and activate your solar plexus. Lemon, banana, pineapple, squash, sunflower, dandelion, quinoa, ginger, turmeric, mint, and lemon balm. So these are all different herbs and foods that resonate on the universal scale with the solar plexus. And you can notice that a lot of them are yellow. So that coordination of frequency is a parallel connection. All right. So now I'm going to show you guys some solar plexus crystals that you can use. So we have fire opal, tiger's eye, citrine, sunstone, yellow jasper, brucite, gold obsidian, and yellow sapphire. All beautiful crystals that you may use to help your solar plexus.
And we have a message for you from the people, thousands of people who feel the same way.
Keep in mind too that crystals are also living consciousness. They just are not able to interact with us in the ways that humans do. All right, so that's our chakra of the day, solar plexus. And today I have a piece of brucite that I'm working with and we'll be using during the practice at the end. So feel free to grab any of your solar plexus crystals that you would like to connect with today and potentially utilize in our closing practice as well. And then I also have some citronella essential oil, which is also a great oil to help with upliftment and activating energies, just like the solar plexus. All right. So now with that being said, that does it for our first half of this episode of Rising with Ra, as we covered our collective card of today, which is healing. And then we also went over our chakra of the day, the solar plexus chakra. Now, with that being said, here in a moment, we will be joined by our royal guest of the episode, Sara Broadhead, out of Arizona. And we'll be back in a moment. Feel free to grab some water and hydrate. Get yourself comfortable. All right, all right. Well, I'm not sure where our guest is at the moment, so we will go ahead and activation. So if you'd like, go ahead and grab any solar plexus crystals that you would like to use for your solar plexus today. I have my brucite that I will be holding in my left hand, and I'll be holding in my left hand because I would like to activate and amplify and receive the energies of the brucite, where last time I held it in my right hand to release and ground energy into the root chakra stone that I used. All right, and with and you can either sit or lay down to be. And if you're sitting, having your back as straight as you can, as well as relaxing the shoulders. And then having our feet flat on the ground. And then checking in with jaw, making sure we're not clenching our teeth. And then bringing focus to the breath. Breathing in through the nose. Drawing that breath down to the abdomen at the solar plexus. And then exhaling out of the mouth. Continuing to cycle the breath, breathing in through the nose. Flowing it through the solar plexus. Exhaling out of the mouth. Staying with the breath as there is no slow. That you have, and place it on your abdomen or on your upper stomach, and just hold it with your hands on top of it. And then through your hands, you can allow yourself to feel and become aware of the Reiki energy flowing out of your palms. activating and amplifying the solar plexus. Staying with the breath. Affirmation that you may repeat out loud or inside your mind for the solar plexus if you wish goes by. I am releasing any resistance that has caused self-doubt, low self-esteem, and a lack of confidence in my being. I release all forms of opinion and judgment that do not suit my wholeness of who I truly am. I am embracing, I give permission, am allowing my natural confidence, organic inner power was birthed with to flow through me, to activate me, to warm my being. Times of distress and times of challenge, I will overcome. I do overcome. And I have overcome. I let go of the attachments to the world identity for who I am. I am embracing and honoring my divinity, my soul purpose, and why I'm here. I will take action in my life with my prayers and with my meditation, as I am the co-creator of the universe that I dwell in. These actions may be feminine actions, they may be masculine actions. I will do my best to balance both within. Staying with the breath, continuing to breathe through the solar plexus. And as we breathe, beginning to now make our way consciously to our physical body. And when we are ready, returning to our physical environment, opening our eyes, moving our body, taking as many breaths as we need as we embrace this newfound connection, this cleared flow of our solar plexus.
PM EST. Dive deep into understanding your throat chakra. Learn about blockages, overactivations, and how they impact your life. In this free, donation-based session, you'll engage in reflective journaling to identify and release your own blocks. Plus, Marcus will guide you through a powerful throat chakra clearing meditation. Feel the liberation of true self-expression and clear communication. Don't miss this chance to empower your voice and speak your truth. Sign up now at sacredlight33.as.me or DM us directly for the room link. Your voice is your power. Let's amplify it together.
Join me, Marcus Christolight, Saturday the 24th at 4:44 p.m. Eastern for an online, free, donation-based throat chakra empowerment flow shop. We will learn about the throat chakra, how to identify blockages and overactivations, journal, as well as do a guided meditation. Free donation-based, you may sign up at sacredlight33.as.me or direct message me to get the link. Ashe. Alrighty. So yep, coming up this Saturday, I will be hosting a free donation-based throat chakra online flow shop. That'll be at 4:44 p.m. Eastern. And if you'd like to join in, just direct message me and I'll send you over the link and answer any questions that you need for you. And yeah, it's free donation-based. So if you guys are interested in learning about the throat chakra, receiving some ways to clear it while also receiving a meditation, feel free to let me know and I will send you the link over. Alrighty. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and get my Instagram up for part 2. And then we'll be having our royal guest joining us, Sara Broadhead. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Bum, bum. All right. Alrighty. We are now joined by our royal guest of the episode, Sara Broadhead. Welcome back to Rising with Ra. Good to have you. Good to see you.
Hello. Grand rising to you and everyone else. How are you today?
Grand Rising. I am pretty good. Pretty casual today. Just feeling just really balanced and kind of in this space of what feels like the transitioning into a new phase where I'm starting to naturally lessen my hours at my delivery place and, really clearing out the patterns of fear or the patterns of anxiety or anything around finances when it comes to this transformation process of shifting from, a stable, consistent work life to being more in the unknown and embracing intuitive flow and just continuing to put forth my passions as my way of service and finances. So that's where I've been at, just trying to release those limited beliefs and release the fears and the things that linger through, human beings as we go through such a process.
Oh, that's interesting you say that because I'm going through the same thing.
How are you?
Pardon?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me okay?
I just said, how are you?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going from the same thing. Basically, I'm in the process right now. I'm using the energy of today's full moon and everything to help me clear out this old energy. And I use some lemon herbs here with my citrine in the meditation a moment ago. And I intend to carry this energy with me all day. But no, it's funny you say you're going through the same thing. I too am going through that as well, where I'm switching the process of, I'm getting more time on I've always said, aloud, which makes it so that I was time poor. Now the universe is giving me my time that I need, and my chapter is switching as well. And I really was inspired by what you were saying earlier, by just taking baby steps, just taking the first step. That is so important. And I'm kind of at that point with my life right now. And that's what I'm doing, is taking that first step today and using this energy. Yeah, it's overwhelming, like not in a sense of feeling, you know what I'm saying? It's just overwhelming with everything going on.
Yeah, because if we're trying to just go from point A to point F, and then we're just completely overlooking and not even taking into account the process of what it takes to become that or to get to that embodiment, then we set ourselves up with all these expectations and all these different things that then set us up into things like resentment, anger, frustration, entitlement. I can go on and on. The list is probably huge on the things that we set up for our own self to go through by choosing these limited beliefs or these expectations. And I found more and more just trying to eliminate, timetables and expectations about things has brought a lot more ease, a lot more peace, and a lot more simplicity to not just my everyday life, but my processes of what I'm becoming or what it is that I'm manifesting and creating.
Yeah. The linear thought process sneaks up on me sometimes. I think it should go A, you know, I should be doing this, that, other to get to my goal. And then it's like, if that happens, you know, and then things throw that askew, and then the other stressors in life happen all at the same time, it's like, oh, you know, and that's where you have to start your grounding and all your stuff, and, you know, your cleansing processes and your energetic cleansing processes, you know. That's what I find is like, the last time I was on your show, we spoke about the root chakra, which, I mean, they all obviously work together. But I'm thinking about all the things we talked about last time as far as the I amness. This is so similar, you know, it's all the pieces of the puzzle, right? To make the whole thing work. That's why I really appreciate your episodes here, your podcast, because it's so cool getting this kind of information, you know, to be able to work on yourself, you know. And that was one of the things, just let me add real quick, not to go off topic here, but I had to allow myself permission to take time out of my my AM schedule, right? To give myself meditation, to give myself spiritual lessons, growth, reflection, you know? And that's also a good first step, is allowing yourself permission. Because we're so programmed to just work. We gotta go to work. Oh, it's 8:30. I gotta go. Yeah. Yeah. So that helps me in my flow a lot too, is giving myself permission.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
You know, just thinking about like how much we have been programmed to basically focus our whole life on the external world.
Yeah.
As in like prioritizing the external world before ourselves as well.
Yeah.
And this includes like, you know, our children and everything. Like we have been on such an autopilot through our generational bloodlines of, you know, patterns of basically, you know, putting the outside world, putting things outside of us before us, and really like giving our attention and giving our focus to everything in the outside world instead of within us. And, you know, it's no coincidence that we see like such profound amounts of cancer, disease, and major health problems that are just flourishing and are becoming so common now that it's like normal. Like it's almost normal now to be obese or to know somebody obese. Like it's normal now for someone to have cancer or have a disease at this point. Like it's so normal because of the way we've been conditioned to live that a lot of us don't even realize like how out of balance we really are.
Yeah, you're so right about that, for sure. Absolutely. And even going back to the point you're making about putting other people first, you know, a lot of parents were really guilty of that. We put our kids first and our family first and the healing of everybody first and everything. Like, for example, recently I had some things go on with my family health, and I'm just reading all these symptoms and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a clogged liver. I didn't even think about myself. Yeah. So I know what you mean. We forget about ourselves sometimes, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, this is really, you know, it really relates to the solar plexus chakra because, you know, our solar plexus is our ability to take action. It's our ability to do. It's our ability to put forward our energy into the world. And what you can find is, you know, a lot of people in this world have blocked up lower three chakras: solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra. And when this solar plexus is blocked up, it's not a coincidence that people are fatigued all the time. People don't have the energy to do things. People don't have the confidence, the willpower, the courage to step forward into their passions, to step forward into their gifts, to create a pathway for their stuff. And if you're out there struggling with these things, there is a way to go within. There is a way to sovereignly work on clearing this, to help open up the energies for you to be able to have that willpower, that courage, that actionable energy to put forward. And it's not, something that you really need to like blame yourself about or feel like you're doing wrong. It's really just more about like what is, seeing things from an energy and vibration standpoint, and knowing that your chakras, your whole entire being and your energy field is based off of the calibration and attunement of your vibration of energy. So if you just focus on reattuning yourself and realigning your energetic being into the vibration, into the embodiment that you wish to be at, then that is a more holistic, that is a more whole route that you can go, is dealing with the chakras. Because the chakras, if you guys ever do take the chance to check out my Light Body Awareness 101, I literally teach and demonstrate on the whiteboard the correlation of the chakras to us. And the chakras are basically like the bridges or the gateways that bind together the different layers and bodies of your aura or your energy field, in order for your physical human body to be able to experience them and experience different mental and emotional and spiritual dimensions of life. So if we are just constantly being in maintenance and spiritual hygiene with ourselves, then we are more likely to have clear avenues, clear gateway portals, or these dimensions of light to be able to exist through us naturally and organically, without force needing to be made, without us having to think about it all the time, without us having to really even focus on it, because the avenues are so cleared up that our toroidal field or our electromagnetic system is just circulating on its own naturally. So that's the key, is getting yourself into that clear, hollow state, as they say. And it's no coincidence that in this reverse like matrix that we live in, everything is so externalized. And the more that we just continue to externalize everything, the more we create attachments and cords. And then those attachments and cords end up siphoning our vital energy, our kundalini, our life force. And this happens unconsciously as well as consciously. But the more that we claim back our power, the more that we utilize the tools and do the things to help clear out our system, to be able to clear out the thought patterns, to bring balance and stability to the emotions, and we'll be able to have more of an access to those pure manifested energies of those dimensions that are meant to be experienced for us. And part of the solar plexus is, if you feel like you're really struggling to be able to take steps or to do action, then you can do a feminine action. You can surrender, go into a meditation, receive a sound bath, receive Reiki. There's a lot of things that you can receive and surrender to allow the clearing process of your solar plexus, rather than just being masculine and doing masculine things. So just know that there's a balance of both. If you don't feel like you have the energy to actually do things, then you can surrender and allow yourself to listen to a meditation, listen to a sound bath, or anything of that nature that you can find on YouTube.
Yeah. You know, one thing that I really enjoy doing is
Brandy CA.
if I have like 15 minutes, I make myself 15 minutes worth of time. And I sit and I just like pull the beam of white light through the center of my head from the universe, you know, and I ground it into the root. I mean, well, basically the Earth Star chakra, and then I go up through the root, but I just kind of light each one of my chakras up and I fill it up with white light. And I kind of just visualize the color of each chakra. And I have full intention, of course, for just cleansing and regeneration, basically. But either way, I find that if I just give myself 15 minutes and I do some visualizations like that and just pull in some fresh energy from source, that I really feel much better. You know, I had somebody who's really close to me be very frustrated when they were trying their meditations and when they were trying to go forth with a routine. I don't have the time for all this. I said, do you have 15 minutes? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, it only takes 15 minutes. She was under the impression that she had to do meditation for hours and hours and hours, like a yogi or something, which is cool. But so she got discouraged and she gave up, and I just want to bring that up because if there's any misconceptions out there, it doesn't take a whole lot of time. It just takes intention. Just to give yourself that little boost you need each morning or AM time, So anyway, if I give myself 15 minutes, that's
like,
what
even for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, even for me, as much as I do all this, I only reserve about maybe 20 to 25 minutes of the very beginning of my day. Like as soon as I wake up in bed, I go straight to a 10-minute chakra balance meditation. And then directly after, I'll do about 10 to 15 minutes of yoga. And, that right there is literally less than a half hour. And in less than a half hour, I've done clearing and a balancing of my chakra centers, as well as, woken up, stretched, opened up my body to be able to be more integrated with my light body and my emotions and my mental. So yeah, it doesn't take much time.
And I'll be honest, I myself fell off from doing and practicing every day. However, in my profession, I clean houses, and I've been doing the jobs I've been doing for a very long time. So it's pretty much like my body's just on autopilot. So I do have a sense of meditation during those times, but I wasn't actually doing the practice of meditation up until recently again, because I did it every morning for, I keep saying that word, pardon, every rising for about 3 years. And then I just kind of, I don't know what happened. And so now's now, and I'm going forward with it again. But so, hey, it happens.
That's right. We gotta be able to give ourselves grace and to know that, as human beings, one of the best ways I find to explain it is like, these human beings are basically like machines. It's like it's like a programming device, and the programmings that may be embedded within this being or within this device could have been embedded for so long, for years upon years, like since you were born, potentially. And then
Yeah.
sometimes it takes more time, it takes more energy, it takes a little bit more effort to be able to clear out those deep and embedded programmings, just because of how much repetition, how much consistency we have built habits of with that. And
Very true.
that's why, it's a process, because these third beings, these third dimensional beings are, as they say, basically the most dense,
Mm.
the most lowest vibrational form of our human being. So
Yeah.
therefore, it moves the slowest energetically. So then it's going to take a little bit more of a process for the physical part of you, or the material part, to be able to manifest, compared to the mind, compared to the emotions, due to the density of the body.
Indeed, it does. Sometimes, yeah, it seems like time's changing, but yeah, no, I've always been a high vibrational person, so that's been a personal challenge of mine as well, is to learn to be patient for this manifestation to become
Yeah.
reality in this dimension,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Very interesting.
So, I was gonna ask you, what kind of herbal remedies or herbal concoctions have you either, personally made or used, or
Oh.
would you think would be great for the solar plexus?
Well, if we're talking about the connective organs of liver, gallbladder, things like that, well, that would be your filtering and elimination, but also bringing in of energy. So the whole flow would be like, if you were to balance your chakra and get the energy flowing through, you in theory would want to take a tea, or even, prepare during the meditation and maybe even afterwards with like a tea for several days, like a detox tea. I would say maybe things like dandelion, cleavers, a lot of different. I actually have a really nice blend in my kitchen I could go grab right now and show you the ingredients of that I put together, that I was going to make today, actually. But you'd want to get the liver going, and you'd want to get the gallbladder, and that includes the bile, basically, if your flora and your digestive system is decent, you can keep the processes going. Now, if your flora goes off, that's the first thing, and then it starts filtering down into your other organs, because the other ones have to work harder then to cleanse and detoxify and stuff like that. So if this chakra is connected to those organs, you'd want to, in theory, clear those organs with a tea, with frequency, with some Reiki, to get the whole energy to flow all the way through the chakra, because it goes through the front and back, right? So I could go grab that blend if you want me to real fast, and I can show you guys the ingredients. Oh, it takes a second.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, I'll be right back. Hold on.
Awesome. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna grab some water in the meantime. Hydration check for everybody.
Okay.
Let's
So what do
see.
we got?
Well, okay, so it's actually I bought this one. I just grabbed this one because it'd be easier. This was from the local herb shop, Southwest Herbs, and it's called Daily Detox Tea, Liver Cleanse Formula. And then it has dandelion root, like you mentioned earlier, burdock. These are roasted dandelion. Yeah, so roasted dandelion root, burdock root, pau de arco, cinnamon, licorice, yellow dock, echinacea. So basically, the dandelion root, the burdock, the pau de arco, those are bitter herbs.
That sounds
And
delicious.
they're, yeah, it would be really delicious with that licorice flavor and the cinnamon. It has a nice smell here. I don't know if you can see. Probably not. It's probably backwards, but I don't know if you can see that.
Yep.
And when you have something like this, it has a lot of roots in it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to simmer that. Usually you don't want to simmer things because it's too hot. Like if you have leaves or if you have soft things, you know, flowers, stuff like that. But when you've got a detox tea, typically they use a lot of roots, and so you'd want to simmer that for probably 15 minutes. It says here 25 minutes actually on the package. So yeah, and so what you want to do if you were to go to the herb shop or even to a store and pick up these herbs and blend it yourself, you'd want to do this process probably 8-ounce cups, probably 2 or 3 times a day, at least 3 times a day, for at least 10 days or so to get the liver cleansed out. Because what you're looking for is to kind of change the pH of it and kind of get the fatty deposits taken out of it. If you're really interested in doing a liver detox, there's actually a protocol, like a step, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, in order to do it the right way. And there's a woman named Sienna Songbird, and she is on YouTube, and she's really wonderful, and she's got a beautiful channel, and she talks about all of this information, and she even has a detox class for your liver if you're interested in something like that, if you have a lot of stagnation and a lot of troubles with this. And this is a very common thing. Anyway, one thing I did learn through this process is that, did you know that the emotion anger is stored in the liver and fear is stored in the kidneys? So, if you're working through a lot of programmed response of anger, it could be stored in your kidneys. So, in theory, something like this and a meditation like Marcus brings could help significantly break those patterns. In theory. Because if you heal someone holistically, it's the whole person. So energetically, physically, mentally, it's a pretty good start. You could even do I hate to put the name on here. So this is a lemon oil, and it's just one of the many lemon yellow type oils, but you could diffuse that as well in your space, at the same time, a couple times a day, a couple different scents if you like, and then drink the tea, do the visualizations, do the processes of clearing your mind and those emotions that also go along with this chakra.
Yep.
And I could send you over a list, and you could put these in the comments if you like. I would have had it more prepared. But that's what I would do. This is actually what I'm doing right now, because last time we spoke, I went briefly into the conversation about a recent experience with my son and his appendicitis. Well, guess what? As I'm researching appendicitis, I learned that, a stagnant liver is the trouble that causes all of it to happen. And I was like, oh. And so I started reading about liver, and then I was like, wait a minute. I'm reading about myself. Oh, crap. So I've been doing a deep dive into this, and that's how I know about Sienna Songbird, and I know that there's actually because I was just going to do like a parasite cleanse, and I was like, wait a minute, there's a way to do it. Okay, so I backed myself up to learn about it, and then I learned, actually, no, first you have to do a liver flush, and then you have to do all that stuff. So I'm like, oh. So yeah, I'm glad that we're talking about this right now, because I think it's very important. For me anyway, in my own journey it is, but
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I feel like it really goes hand in hand with not only the solar plexus, but it also goes hand in hand with, you know, solutions and things that we do have in our own power to be able to still maintain our sovereignty in our healing process, instead of, you know, giving our power to the external forces or to these medical systems that are, I know for me and you, continuously showing a lot of holes and flaws, along with very self-righteous control.
Ego. And yeah, if you think about it, if someone has lethargy, like this, can't seem to find that get up and go, no matter how much, it could be also the liver too. It could be stagnant energy in there. You know, there's a lot of different things. I mean,
yeah, for sure. I mean, you think about the diet that's propagated in the mainstream world. Think about all the artificials and food dyes and sugars that are promoted in the world. I mean, these things directly attack the solar plexus and the sacral, and it creates a lot of distortions, a lot of blockages.
Well, so let's say if this is this sacred, if this chakra, my kitty, hi Lucy, if this chakra, right, is the liver, well, if you think about it, okay, so if this is the liver chakra, right, and the cleansing and everything, and it gives you a different perception, then it affects the other one too, the sacral chakra. They're all affected if you start to think about, you go, gosh, why is this important? Yeah, it's here. Oh, there she is. There. Anyway, it's just, I'm sorry, my kitty kind of threw my train of thought off there, sorry. But yeah, it's just interesting how they're all connected so carefully and so intertwined. One can directly affect the other, you know, chakra, you know.
Yep. That's right. It's a system, chakra system.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh, you were saying about, you know, the food. Going back to the medical system, like, this is how you can tell it's not a medical system or a health system. Because if you go to the hospital, it should be the pinnacle of health, right? Go look at their cafeteria. What do they fry with? Seed oil. What does seed oil do? Causes major inflammation, major toxicity, major backups of organs. But they say it's heart healthy. What? Right? So that just shows you right there that the system is corrupt. The game is rigged. The table's turned. You know?
Yeah. I mean, gosh, you know, we live in a world where, you know, fast food is the most promoted food in the world. And think about the nutritional value, think about all the toxins, and then, you know, also realizing that the solar plexus is connected to our gut instinct. And, you know, our gut instinct is so important for our human being. And like, just our whole operation system, especially when it comes to the chemicals in our gut that give us, feelings of our emotions that allow us to be able to actually sense and feel the energy that's coming through us. And if we are blocked up and dried out in those areas, it becomes very, very difficult for us to feel and to be able to actually have a current of energy to flow through us for creating, for having vitality, being able to get through your everyday life, being able to be there for others and support your family, and all these different things get affected.
Probably the exact reason for GMO foods, to disconnect us from the life force energy. Because there is life force energy, however, it's been skewed. Just like when there's clouds that they're put there, right? I don't want to put the name out there, but they're long and they're skinny. They spread out. We have all seen them, right? That's diluted sun codes. So they do that for a reason as well. Not just to pollute us with all these yucky toxifications, aluminum, all this stuff, barium, strontium, all this stuff. They also do it for other reasons too, because the energy comes from the sun and it's light codes. And so if they diffuse it, well, then it's a diffused code. I mean, we'll get the full energy eventually, but I mean, like, it just causes dismay was what their favorite thing, to do is. So the food also causes, troubles with the energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is why we should all make a new earth community. Grow our own stuff, or several of them, either way, whatever. But
oh yeah. And if you can't grow your own stuff, support your local people that can. Invest into them.
Well, I mean,
bring investment in to help grow stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of a new earth community, is that if you can't do something, somebody else can, and then you can do this and they don't have to do that, or vice versa. If everyone does a little, nobody has to do a lot.
Exactly. And we know we find cooperation and seeing, where people's skills, where people's gifts are able to fit, and then, fit that in with the other person's skills and gifts that they have.
Yeah.
So then different areas that some of us may not be as advanced or as educated in, somebody else is covering that. So then what that does is it creates a unified force. And then through that, you're able to create a community. And then you can start creating reliability within that community, where you don't have to seek these external forces, where you don't have to be dependent upon systems, and you can have what you need within that intermittent community. And on top of that, you're then able to step more into your own sovereign way of how you want to share current, whether it's through physical currency or whether it's through trade and skill and energy exchanges.
I would imagine it also gives you a sense of empowerment too, because it's not just you living this way, in your house. It's everyone in all their houses living together as one, and unity is the way of the future. So it's pretty cool.
Definitely. It's a powerful time that we're in, a very powerful time. And there's so much opportunity that's given to us right now to be able to really just step up and step forward in our powers, and to do it authentically and do it with intention. And there's almost nothing greater than that right now, is embracing that, really embracing who you are and what we're doing here, and the divinity of being in this, being in existence, being a part of this life. We didn't come here just to not do anything, not be a part of creating or co-creating, and then just live and die. Like, there is so much to us as multidimensional beings that you can literally shape and form your whole entire life how you want it to be, based off of your intentions, energy, and frequency. And you can return back to that simplicity of focusing on your intentions, your energy, and frequency. I'm telling you guys, like, it's a really different perception you'll walk through.
Oh yeah, so true. It's such a game changer when you have that awakening moment, when you realize all this. I remember what happened to me. I was like, what? This was back in, I think, 2016. And I realized that I was doing all this to myself. I was like, oh crap, it's been me doing this the whole time to myself. I had that realization, It's like, whoa. It was definitely a game changer.
Yeah. Shout out to GoldenSun Orgone in the comments on IG Live. My good brother, Quentin GoldenSun, is a very high quality, very intentional orgonite energy device creator. Check him out if you guys haven't yet. GoldenSun Orgone.
He's got some amazing stuff.
Yeah. Actually, right here, he made this pyramid for me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like the way he does his work, and the stuff that he does, and all the stuff that's on the bottom. That's cool.
Quentin is someone that has a very scientific mind. I know he's studied a little bit of, I don't remember what he said. I think it was physics or engineering, but something like that. And he utilized that knowledge intentionally with his pyramid building.
Cool.
So in this pyramid, you have flower petals, and then you have lapis lazuli, and then you have gold flakes all around up here.
That's cool.
And then these right in here, moss agate.
I like the different elements he puts in it. That's cool. Like,
and then he has these copper wheels on all four corners.
Oh yeah.
Which amplify and direct the energy.
That's cool.
And then there's amethyst as well. The amethyst is at the very bottom, below the lapis.
Beautiful.
Now on the bottom here, you have a toroidal field, along with a copper tensor ring.
That's cool.
And this actually charges. This is an energy charging space. So you can literally put your cup of water on it, or your cup of whatever, and this energetically charges it.
Wow.
Due to the toroidal field. So yeah, there's Quentin said physics. So he puts the science behind physics into his concepting of these.
That's awesome.
Which is, that's a hand-in-hand thing. It's a very powerful thing to do.
I would love to get myself like a set of 4 to make a grid around my house. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, I'll start with 1 or whatever, but yeah, no, that's great.
So for everybody out there. So for everybody out there, I'll put GoldenSun's profile and his Etsy in the description for you guys to tap into on YouTube. So Sarah, what else is going on with you over there? What else has been kind of taking place with you that's required you to stand a little bit more in your solar plexus? Anything else?
Well, I mean, it's kind of relevant. Yeah, I've been going through lots of really amazing things lately. Yeah, very beautiful things have been happening in my world and everything else. So I found this amazing. Oh, I didn't find it. My son, I got a referral to a school, a holistic school here in Arizona, Mesa, Arizona. And it's exactly like it sounds like it is. And since I'm a holistic person, it's pretty amazing. So these people at this holistic school, they're accredited. The children go there. And it's a different concept. They base their work off of a doctor named Dr. Bailey. I can get her book. It's a different approach to raising children. And essentially, basically what it is instead of the child having to mold themselves to the school molds themselves around the child. Like if your child's a visual learner versus a paper learner, or whatever, a tactile learner, whatever the case may be, they'll honor that and help the child, getting through things the way they need to get through things versus, for example, let's say your kid has difficulty taking the stuff off of a paper, putting it into the mind, working on it, and then putting it back onto the paper. Well, instead, if your kid learns like watching a video, for example, they'll teach the children by watching the video versus just forcing them to do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, And so it's really cool for kids who are unique and people who are instead of being an orange, for example, and constantly being judged like an apple, it's cool that they get to honor being an orange and their skills can flourish that way. It's really cool. So my son finished his first week last week and he told me, I like it. And I was like, whoa, because I haven't heard that about him and his school for years. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a relief, I feel like,
Yes.
That's a whole nother level of energy to tap into. Knowing that number one, your child likes the school that he's going to in like a productive way. And then number two, just the different elements of the way that school is built. It's so much more it's so much more unique for people and allows people to really have their own authentic way of learning and teaching. It's really cool.
There's an emphasis on not shaming or guilting or, people can be people there. It's really cool. I'd love to get the woman, the director on my channel and do an interview with her because I really feel like this is the way of the future. I think outside the box. And so my kid does too. And so for me to, as a parent, allow him to be in a structure, no disrespect to anybody, by the way, by saying any of this, but allowing him to be in a place where values are not looked at the same. You know what I mean? It just took away from everything. I can't really explain this with being politically correct here. That's why I'm stumbling over my words. I don't want to come off sounding disrespectful because I'm not meaning it like that at all. I just know it's time for change. And if I'm correct about this, our school system was made back in the industrial age when it was, repeat, repetition, be on time, stand in line, stand right here, raise your hand, these things. For what? To make obedient workers. Well, the kids of today are so much different than even when I was young. And I'm not even old, And so, all that being said, it's time for us to revamp the school system so children that are oranges don't keep getting judged like apples. You know, I mean, this is one small thing. The second thing we can do is, I mean, there's everything, right? I don't want to go into all this now, but like we talked about briefly last week or last time, the medical system also needs to be revamped. It's no longer a medical system, the health system. It's insurance and pill system. You know, it's not effective. And so I could go on, but the point is that I see change and we need to embrace it in order to bring it in. So
Absolutely.
I'm really grateful that I found this school. It's called Serenity Learning Center. It's pretty cool. Be the change you wish to see, right?
Absolutely. What a good example you're demonstrating with that. You know, that's really beautiful to see you take action in your solar plexus by just going and finding your own way, you know, finding other resources instead of just complaining and moping about the mainstream schooling, just finding alternatives and then taking action and continuing on, you know. And that's one of the things I feel like is a great reminder for us and how we can continue to clear and activate our solar plexus is, you know, try not to stay so hung up on the things that are problems or the things that you don't like. You know, acknowledge it for what it is and then start seeking solutions or start creating solutions and move forward with that. You know, it's like you find out about something. Okay, I'm aware of it. Now, what am I going to do with it? Because if you become aware of it, but then you don't do anything with it, it's just going to perpetuate and it's going to fume and it's going to start spilling into toxins inside of you. So you just move forward, keep the current flowing, keep the momentum going. So then that energy doesn't get all stuck up in your system and it can just release and you can continue on with drawing in solutions, drawing in the resources, the things that you need to attract in order to keep on flowing with your intentions. And I know it's not always easy because of the things that we spoke on, you know, lower chakras being blocked, therefore we're ungrounded. We don't feel secure. We don't feel safe to even take action or to keep moving. But I'm telling you guys, like, this is why we say that on the other side of fear is unconditional love, because unconditional love is always here for us. And that unconditional love is built into the momentum. It's built into this continuous consciousness of energy. And the more that we embrace that and embrace that we are that, and we are in harmony with it, and we just keep on moving, keep on continuating, whether it's a small step or a big step, a small movement or a small shift, a small tweaking of something, it's still continuing that momentum and keeping that energy flowing. So then we're not getting caught up and stuck and stagnant on the things that are coming into our energy field that we have issues with or problems or dislikes with. And then it just becomes a, like I said, a acknowledgement process. And then through that acknowledgement, now I'm going to do solutions and continue to focus on the solutions and what's going to come next, instead of staying focused on that or the past. So yeah, that's one thing I definitely resonates for me, especially right now with keeping my solar plexus healthy and clear, as well as the rest of my system, is trying not to stay so hung up on the things that come into my field or the things that I experience, knowing that we are in a continuation and that there's always change that is able to be accessed. So even if I don't like something, there's always free will, there's choices, and there's change available for me to be able to access in my reality. And really, like, you know, finding the places, finding the people and the communities that support you and what you want in life, and continuing to feed that, continuing to put your energy into that and invest into it. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I think really, if beings in general, as a whole, if beings feel appreciated and a part of something, it gives them what they need to start this journey. You know what I mean? Like, so we should focus on making everyone feel included, whether we agree with them or not. Unity, right? Treat each other like we would treat ourselves. And if we don't treat ourselves very nice, that doesn't apply, obviously. But I mean, like, you see where I'm going with that. Yeah. Yeah. It's all process. I mean, but we can't treat each other as right until we treat ourselves right. You can't say you love somebody fully if you don't fully love yourself. Right? So. It starts within, like you said.
And I mean, not to go too far out there on people, but just remembering, that we're also multidimensional. So you can think something all that you want, and you can think about it and just think about it and say it. But you have a third dimensional body. And if you're not doing anything in your third dimension that aligns with that resonates with what you're thinking and what you're saying, there's going to be that slight disconnect going on in our 3D human physicality material world due to the nature of where your container is. Is your container supporting your mental thoughts or the things that you have intentions for? And that's part of the reason why I really changed my diet and became more conscious of that type of stuff, because I found it really difficult to have the energy throughout the day, to have the clarity and so much other stuff to be able to really even think about, process, or have a sense of, really co-creating my reality due to all of the things that I would have to focus on, either with my body, my mind, or emotions that were continuously being polluted by toxins and other things that cause tension and really a shrinking of my energetic field. So that was definitely a big key for me, was eliminating, clearing out, and then integrating things that were more supportive and more healthy for me.
Yeah.
What a time we're in.
Very, very good information.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about, I really like when you give the list, because I had this thought last time with the root chakra, when you talk about what the attributes are, and then if it's closed or if it's overactive. I've started, like, for example, with my son, I made like a little chart, this little list, and whether or not I think whichever chakra of his is closed or not closed, or overactive or fine or whatever. And so I suppose it would give me a perspective on where to go to help him on his healing journey with his energy, So you can do it for yourself as well. As you go through those, lists and everything each week, people could just write down whether they feel like they're blocked, balanced, overactive, And it might be
Ooh.
pretty interesting to see as a whole. That's why I was doing it, to see as a whole what his whole system looks like, as far as whether it's balanced, not
Oh.
balanced, all that, Because maybe that's a part of the reason why ADHD exists, for example. Blocked, unblocked, unbalanced, all these different things, right? So you feel scattered. I don't know. Just a thought.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. It
anyway,
definitely
I thought
is.
it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing is like all these labels and all these identifications
Yeah.
are all based off of frequencies of energy. So like if we
Hmm.
can understand that, oh, I'm I'm dealing with depression. I'm dealing with depression because my life force energy is stuck in my root chakra and it's not able to
Yeah.
be expressed to the rest of my being.
Yep.
Oh, I'm anxious. I'm anxious because I have a overfluctuation and overstimulation of energy flowing through me. So what's
Yeah.
the key to that? The key to that is to counteract it with the balancing force, which would be the ground, and do things that are grounding. If I'm full of depression, what would be the counterbalance to do to bring activation or clearing to that? It would be to activate myself, to do things that uplift my energy, that raise my kundalini,
Yeah.
such as dancing, inner child play,
Hmm.
fun and joyful things. So that's why when you see like we go through depression, typically the things that help us get out of that is the things that are joyful, the things that are uplifting, doing things that allow us to have fun and let go of those negative things. But we live in a society now where these physical 3D labels get slapped onto us, and then we're not diving into the fine details of the mechanics and operations behind why something is happening and how it's happening. Alrighty. Getting part 3 of Instagram up.
Hello, I'm back.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Alrighty. Is there anything else that you have in mind to share for the collective?
Hmm. No, I was just thinking, well, maybe, like, I guess on a personal level, I was thinking as you were talking, gosh, this is so difficult sometimes, just yesterday I was giving myself a hard time and being negative and whatever, so give yourself grace. I gotta tell myself that all the time, just Sarah, just give yourself some grace. You're human, don't be too hard on yourself, So I would just say that just give yourself grace, my friends. Give yourself grace.
Yeah, definitely helps a lot while on the journey.
Mm. Yeah.
And I'll add to that too. Try to remember that with that grace, and the reason why you can give yourself that grace is because you have the next moment. You have the next moment to be able to make a choice. And when you become aware of whatever it is that you become aware of, and you hate it, you like it, whatever it may be, just know that in the back of your mind, you always have a choice of what to do with it. So you don't have to stay caught up on it. You don't have to stay caught up on beating yourself up. The key is to be able to shift into being a solution creator, into being the co-creator, instead of allowing a problem or an issue or an experience to define you or to stop you and limitate you. Just remembering that you can make a choice, and then you'll be given the free will, and you have the free will to be able to alter the vibration that you're in at that moment.
Yeah. And it's okay if, like I have to tell myself sometimes, sometimes I lose my cool a little bit, whatever. I gotta tell myself, hey, it's cool. You're fine. Don't get angry with yourself. Don't shame yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Just move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So we gotta remember too, like, we're a full range spectrum being. So like we're supposed to feel what we feel in that moment, organically.
Yeah.
And the key is like, what are you gonna do with that? Now you can either do nothing and let it stuff you up, or it can project onto people, or you can, decide to ground it or activate it, or many other things. But yeah, it's like, what are we gonna do with this? Being a human being, it's like, I feel like one of the biggest things of existing is, what are you gonna do with the energy that's in your presence? Like, what are you gonna do with the information that's being given to you? And then from there is nothing but causes and effects after cause and effect. And that's how simplistic the universe really is energy, information, utilizing that energy and information, creating causes and effects that all are connected and correspond to each other.
Yeah.
That's where you eliminate that extreme polarity perspective of good, bad, left, right, up and down, and all this stuff. Instead, it's just all energy and vibration. And we change it and shift it. And that's what we do.
Yep. Very true.
Actually, if there is anything else that you want to share, feel free. But I'm going to actually close out with a short passage out of the Kybalion.
Okay.
And the Kybalion, for everybody out there, is the Hermetic philosophy, the teachings of Thoth, ancient Egyptian mystery school knowledge, as well as Greek. And what I'm going to read here is about experiences and entanglement. This might be a great refresher for us in remembering who we are and what we're doing here. All right. So this is in the introduction of the Kybalion. So it's in the very beginning. And it says, in ordinary human consciousness, that which experiences is entangled with that which is experienced. We believe we are what we experience. We believe we are the thoughts and emotions that pass through the mind. We become what we behold. It can be difficult to detach the two, but I believe that this is the precisely the goal of many forms of meditation. The self, as pure witness, watches all phenomena, mental and physical, inner and outer, pleasant and unpleasant, as images passing across the screen of the mind. In this sense, we can say that all is mental. Notice also that the interaction between self and phenomena and self vary. Self can identify with the contents of its experience, or it can detach itself from them. It seems likely to me that neither of these stances is absolute, and indeed, they can alternate or appear to alternate rapidly in many cases. Self identifies with its contents, then it detaches itself from them.
Interesting.
Let us go further and posit that this process takes place at all levels of manifestation, from that of the subatomic particle to the atom to our level and beyond. If we posit some kind of process where this goes on constantly, and shall we say habitually, we now see the source of the vibration, quote unquote, that the Kabbalion describes, and which, as it points out, is the standard feature of the universe. Because this process takes place at all levels and scales of reality, we also see the source of the correspondence among all levels that the Kabbalion asserts. Polarity, gender, rhythm, and cause and effect. Yeah, I just wanted to read that as a nice esoteric reminder of, our ability as human beings to be able to experience in many different ways. And in some of those ways of experiencing is we can either attach to the illusions that we're experiencing and continue to hold on to them, keep them perpetuating, keep them lingering, keep them being present within our energy. Or we can choose to consciously let them go and detach from them and know that we're an observer of information and energy that is moving through us and passing through us and is not staying with us as a finite destination, but is just temporarily moving through us for an experience of information and energy. And you choose out of your own perception, out of your own embodiment, how you interact with and what you do with that information and energy as a conscious co-creator.
Indeed.
Or are we going to allow the information and energy to be too big for us, too hard for us, more than who we are?
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah.
The paradoxes.
For sure.
Well, Sarah, anything that you would like to share before we close?
Yeah. Have a beautiful day. Whenever you may see this.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us again as our royal guest on this episode of Rising with Ra. And I really appreciate your knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Great time, for sure. Thank you.
Absolutely. For everybody out there, You guys can find Sarah's social medias down below in the description. You guys can always reach out to her if you have questions. And she is very diversely knowledgeable about herbs, different organic home remedies, and also just has a lot of spiritual wisdom as well. She is a really open-minded and fun sister to connect with. So I highly suggest following her, reaching out sometime if you ever feel like it. And yeah, Sarah, I look forward to the days when you develop even more with your passions and you start having like your own market and all these other beautiful things for people.
Yeah. I think it sounds like a wonderfully awesome journey. And I'm ready to find the starting point. Oh, I'm on it now. Woo-hoo! I'm ready.
That's right. You're doing it.
Yep.
Alrighty.
It's all these little steps that are so important. Today, I am starting with step 1, clearing the energy to make way for the new gifts to arrive. I learned, and I must remind myself this, when you're asking for something new, you have to make room for it energetically, emotionally, mentally, sometimes even physically.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it may not have the ability to arrive, to manifest.
Yeah.
So, all that being said, I'm using this full moon energy today, and my intentions and some things I'm doing to clear this energy and to make way for the new.
I feel that. I definitely feel that. I feel a lot of energy at the surface right now in my being that's just ready to be released.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah,
Yes.
enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You do as well.
Thank you. And everybody else, enjoy the rest of your day as well. Thank you
Bye,
guys all
everybody.
for tapping in and rising together on this Rising with Ra, as I will be back for the next episode on Friday, 11:11 a.m. Eastern, as we will be exploring the heart chakra.
Awesome.
And with that being said, you guys can also catch me on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern for the next episode of Ascending Beyond Limitations, the Raw Material, with Sandy Marshall.
Yeah, I like your guys' show. It's
as
awesome.
We will be. Thank you.
Let's check it out, guys. It's so cool.
All right, y'all. Wholeness and balanced love.